we're going to talk a little bit about what a business model is, right? And some of you might have done this for your business, or I also meet a lot of entrepreneurs who have started, who kind of they're starting to do things, but they necessarily haven't pulled back to think about some of these larger things. And it's important that you think about it. So essentially, a business model is four very simple core things that sometimes people forget are important, right? So what this having a business model does is that it gives you a framework for making sure that you're answering the core things that your business needs to survive, right? We're talking about digital businesses today, but this is also applicable to any business, right? Whether you want to start, whether you want to grow the business, whether you want to scale the business, whether you want to pivot in a different direction, these are the core questions that you need to answer. What is your customer segment, right? What is your value proposition? What are you offering the market? How are you going to operate? And how are you going to make money, right? How are you going to make money? So this is a very valuable framework, especially when you're thinking about moving your business online. It helps you make sure that you're thinking about all the elements. There's a lovely quote that I like, that a business model is supposed to answer who your customer is, what value you can create or add for the customer, how you can do that as a reasonable cost. So those are some of the questions that we're going to be answering for you. So yeah, we're going to be looking at some of the ways that you can do that. How can you build? How can you scale online? And I like that a lot of you are already getting started. I see people also connecting in the comments. Kudos to you guys. Love it. Love it. Next slide, please. Right, so now we're going to be talking about the four elements of the business model. I talked about it earlier, who your customer is, what value you're providing to your customers, how your business operates, how is your business going to make money, right? So there is a workbook that we have designed for you to use to go through this session, right? We said that at the end of the session, we want you to have a practical idea of how you're going to apply these concepts to your business. So as I'm going through in the section, I'm going to be signaling for you to fill out what these things mean for your business, whether it exists or you might realize that you need to rethink some things. So make sure you have that workbook. If you don't have that workbook, Kalada and the rest of the team will provide that to you in the comments. So make sure you have that workbook handy so you can go through it as we're talking about some of these concepts. Next slide, please. So I mentioned before the things that your business model is supposed to answer. And next slide, please. Right, so this is what that workbook looks like. So you have different gaps that you should probably just be filling out as you're going along. Figure out who your key partners are, key activities, what your value proposition is as we go along.